somebody out there is gonna like in the back of their head say like social justice warrior or something to that effect. But I have a mom that I love, and I have a daughter. I'm married, so protecting women is a big thing for me. So back when Nicholas Echevarria, who ultimately won the tournament, and his teammate Taylor Moore, who was the first round leader, when they were teammates at University of Arkansas, both were arrested for a kind of voyeurism charge for taking photos of a young lady while she was intoxicated. Um, clearly unclothed of her lady parts. Ultimately, the charges against Echevarria were dropped, but Taylor Moore ended up pleading guilty and being on probation for a year. He pled to a misdemeanor, downgraded from a felony. So anytime I see those two names, because I kind of did some research for a video that I at some point will put out, and it was just kind of around golfers who had been arrested. It just puts a really sour taste in my mouth, particularly
Yeah.
going through the police files and just seeing kind of how disrespectful that behavior was, and the fact that they were able to kind of get the athletes pass and take a little slap on the wrist, probation, charges dropped for Echeverria, as I mentioned. But again, the behavior was abhorrent, so I just can't ever get behind them. And while they're both good golfers, um I just don't, I can't root for that. I can't celebrate it. And I think going forward, anytime either one of them does that, I will bring this story up because I don't think that's something that is a major character flaw. It's not something that just happens on accident. It's not a young
Right.
man's mistake. It's disrespectful, abhorrent behavior, and I can't I can't get with it. So anyway, like I said, every time I see those two names and the fact that they both were in the same group, a couple days this week at the Zozo, both were at the top of the leaderboard for the majority of the week, and of course, Echeverria ended up winning. So that's my piece on that, on both of them. So I don't have much else to say about that.
Let me just say, in addition to that, um, I mean, we've seen it for centuries, however long that we've had humans and men and everything like that. We've always been the stronger kind. We've always been the leaders. So for that to be how you display your masculinity and anything of that nature, it really says a lot about you and what you think about women and how you perceive yourself to be in this world. So, definitely not a good look any way around it, and there's no excuse for that. Whether she be not in of her sober self or not. So I think that puts them more of an onus for you to do the right thing and make sure she's okay more so. But that's just me, and that's just how I have.
To
I
to to double down on that, they both knew the young lady, and she was too intoxicated to get to her own dwelling, so she trusted them to kind of take care of her for the evening,
right,
and ultimately was
and
violated. And
and this
yeah,
wasn't under. This wasn't, and this isn't something that just happened and nobody knew about it. This was on ESPN. This was on the Golf
mhm.
Channel. Like folks knew, so it ain't no looking around this.
No.
It's no skirting this. You got to step up. And then when they tried to bring up his girlfriend, and I'm happy for him. And this is, I hope you know what you're getting into. I
Yeah.
hope you know what you're getting into. That's all I have to say
I
about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We clearly do not know these folks personally. I will say this. I will say we do not know Echeverria personally. Um,
Right.
hopefully he has rehabbed his, self and done the work. Hopefully that is the case. Because, his gal was over there. On the other end of the equation, Taylor Moore on now the X, formerly Twitter, is a horrible human being. Horrible. Caught a couple of his Twitter kind of spats and issues. Horrible human being. You go check it out, make your own judgment. But I don't feel like he's done anything to change my perception of him as a human being. And no, I'm not any judge or jury on who he is, but a pattern of behavior is a pattern of behavior. You do the same thing continuously. You talk down to people, you say disrespectful things, you do disrespectful things. I'm apt to believe that you're disrespectful and a bad human being. It is what it is. You play golf, you're good at golf, you have a natural talent for it, but that doesn't absolve you from being a decent
You
person.
get a lot of stuff out of this channel, y'all. A little business knowledge, a little technical golf knowledge, a little BS in here and there. You're in a well-rounded environment. So
Absolutely.
uh hit that subscribe button, hit that membership button. We got you covered on all things golf.